They said, listen to the streets that was paved with gold. They said it's a story that's never been told. They dreamt of the high, the touch, the low. It's giving them a passion for time. But within their hearts they felt their souls in the streets that was paved with gold. The winter's here, the faces there, create the feeling of despair. The labour shortage after the Second World War led to the 1948 British Nationality Act being passed, which all persons born in the Commonwealth countries and British colonies became British citizens and therefore had the right to enter, live and work in Britain along with their families. Looking for rental accommodation was just as difficult as finding a job. I had to walk from street to street looking. It was hard walking in those shoes, especially when you read such signs saying, no Irish, no dogs, no blacks. Made me wonder what kind of country I come to. Man, I tell you, one morning, I put on 3 pairs of socks, 3 pairs of underpants, my long johns, all of my jumpers and my overcoat and my chilby hat. Visited 10 rooms that morning. One that I remembered very well. Had to climb 5 flights of stairs, and when I reached the top, there was no carpet. The window was cracked, it was damp all over. The single bed was stay with Ricky Mars, it smelled bad. The owner said to me it was his best room, take it or leave it. I took one look at me heading back down the stairs. I couldn't get out of that place fast enough. I said, listen to the streets that was paved with gold. They said it's a story that's never been told. They dreamt of the high, the touch, the low. It's giving them a passion for time. But within their hearts they felt their souls in the streets that was paved with gold. The winter's here, the faces there, create the feeling of despair. Anyway, I moved back to Johnny's for another 6 months into the little small room, and I paid 30 shillings a week. Man, I tell you, that was a lot of money in those days. You see, most decent English people were afraid to let us lodge in our own homes. They had so many misconceptions. How can we embrace them? It was difficult getting into the British way of life. Listen to the streets that was paved with gold. They said it's a story that's never been told. They dreamt of the high, the touch, the low, giving them a passion for time. But within their hearts they felt their souls in the streets that was paved with gold. The winter's here, the faces there, create the feeling of despair. That was where the idea of family worship and shebeens all began. You see, there was no way for black people to go, no nightclubs or pubs in those days, so we had to create our own entertainment. The dance craze in the 50s was the waltz, the quick step, the tango and the ballroom jive. I remember telling Johnny who I sail over with, singers, doctors, boxers and actors too. One day I said to Johnny, what kind of work they got here, man? He said, I got a lot of work here. For bus conductors, factory workers, domestic services, hospital porters, nurses, you know, stuff like that. I took one look at him, but I couldn't say nothing. You see, I always like acting myself. You know, Shakespeare, Othello. I said, listen to the streets that was paved with gold. They said it's a story that's never been told. They dreamt of the high, the touch, the low. It's giving them a passion for time. But within their hearts they felt their souls in the streets that was paved with gold. The winter's here, the faces there, create the feeling of despair. I said, listen to the streets that was paved with gold. Said it's a story that's never been told. They dreamt of the high, the touch, the low. It's giving them a passion for time. But within their hearts they felt their souls in the streets that was paved with gold. The winter's here, the faces there, create the feeling of despair.